Sensational news. Italy is secretly helping Ukraine. All information about aid from this country is classified as top secret. But that doesn't mean the Italians have left Ukraine alone to face the aggressor. Details about how Italy is cooperating with our country are coming up in this exclusive report.
It's customary not to disclose this country's assistance, but that absolutely doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Italy is another partner of Ukraine, helping our country in the fight against the Russian occupiers. The country has significant experience in producing air defense systems and ammunition for them. Currently, a lot of attention is being paid to the prospects of joint production of these weapons in cooperation with our country.
It's important to understand that any European country that says we are ready to launch production facilities for manufacturing weapons is important to Ukraine, because one way or another, the weapons produced by the European Union will end up in Ukraine. Because many people, not only in Ukraine, but also in Europe, in the European Union, after all, Ukraine is Europe, when modeling the situation, say that after Ukraine, Russia will wage war against other countries on the European continent. Accordingly, more attention needs to be paid to weapons production.
It should be noted that aid to Ukraine is being provided against the backdrop of internal political struggles within Italy itself. In 2025, 192 deputies voted in favor of helping our country, while 41 representatives voted against. Nevertheless, at this point, the Italian government will officially be able to support Ukraine and supply weapons until December 31st, 2025.
And different parties, let's say, sometimes take opposing positions. That is, when we talk about the political life of Italy, we can recall that there has been and still is an influential politician in Italy, Salvini, who, as is believed and for which there seems to be evidence, has ties to Russia. However, since the beginning of the full-scale war, Salvini has demonstratively provided assistance to Ukraine. In other words, he did not behave the way some clearly pro-Russian politicians in the European Union do.
According to experts, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni takes a rather tough stance.
Nevertheless, it is Meloni herself who is the author, at least publicly, of the proposal that if Russia is against Ukraine joining NATO, then let's not admit Ukraine to NATO, but simply extend NATO's Article 5 to cover it.
As of today, it is known that Italy is participating in the supply of Storm Shadow cruise missiles to Ukraine, together with the British and French governments. In addition, there have also been deliveries of Puma armored personnel carriers, which the government has never reported in the media or mentioned in official documents.
Nevertheless, I do not rule out that it is present, since after all, when the European Union talks about aid to Ukraine as a trend, then accordingly, Italy, as one of the leading countries of the European Union, cannot stand aside. Otherwise, it misses an important opportunity.
Moreover, Italy has gone further in supporting Ukrainians and is trying to minimize the purchase of Russian energy resources.
Back in 2022, there was a report that for the first time since 1976, Italy went a week without buying gas from Russia. This was, of course, a very significant step, and Italy took it.
Italy is not as steadfast in its informational support for Ukraine as it could be. However, its actions speak to the country's position better than any words could. Experts note that the Prime Minister of Italy also has good relations with US President Donald Trump, which allows her to facilitate communication between the United States and the European Union regarding aid to Ukraine.
The Ukrainian defense industry is accomplishing the impossible. Our engineers have shaken up the front with innovations. They've created a Ukrainian equivalent of the Chinese Mavics. And this is just the beginning. Production capacities are running at lightning speed. New drones and communication systems are appearing at the speed of light. Ukraine is forging victory with its own brains and super cool technologies. We'll tell you about the new developments that are striking the enemy and impressing our allies. This is something you have to see.
Reconnaissance, fire adjustment, and striking targets by dropping munitions. The Chinese Mavic drone is almost the main weapon of the Ukrainian armed forces in the war against the occupiers. And now, Ukrainian industry has started delivering domestically produced Mavic-type UAVs to the front lines.
A certain Mr. X invested, created a Ukrainian Mavic, and we'll see it soon. We've already delivered the first 1,000 to the battlefield.
Compared to the Chinese Mavic, the Ukrainian counterpart has a greater flight range and can carry a heavier payload. It is used not only for reconnaissance, but also for strike missions. The importance of Ukrainian drones appearing in this niche is hard to overestimate, since there are huge problems with the supply of Mavics to Ukraine.
DJI has banned sales to Ukraine, piously stating that its products are not intended for military purposes, so drones have to be purchased from third parties. The security issues are obvious. The Pentagon has banned any use of DJI drones, which send data back to the manufacturer. DJI has also added security features that make it impossible for the latest models to fly in geo-blocked zones, including Ukraine, without extensive hacking. Finally, sovereign drone production appears to be a key strategic capability for the future.
The Chinese Mavic drone's counterpart is called the Shmavic, but despite its ironic name, it has already been certified and boasts some serious features.
The Shmavic is positioned as a tactical reconnaissance drone designed to carry out operational tasks on the front lines, unlike the civilian Mavic, which is mainly used for aerial photography and videography. The Shmavic is built for combat conditions. It has a range of up to 15 kilometers, a flight time of up to 60 minutes, and is equipped with a reliable navigation system that is resistant to interference.
As early as last year, the government announced its interest in replacing Chinese drones. Now, manufacturers have already officially certified Ukrainian-made Mavics and have set up local production. As of today, it is simply not possible to completely replace the entire fleet of drones that are currently present and operating in Ukraine within a short period of time. Our weapons manufacturers already have developments and designs that meet the needs of our security and defense forces. Now it is necessary to scale up this production, minimize the number of foreign counterparts as much as possible, and switch to domestic models. There are already many Ukrainian analogs of the Mavic, including Yuka Porta, Yaitia, and the charming Shmavic. They are larger than DJI Mavic drones, equipped with long-range communication, interference resistance, and are more expensive. However, they may turn out to be more cost-effective due to their greater reliability.
For us, the key indicator is not the price per drone, but the cost of a single mission. While a typical Mavic performs about 60 missions per drone, our systems average around 300 missions per unit. With a comparable purchase price, the cost per mission is 5 times lower, which means that military units operating our drones receive a much greater overall economic benefit. Drone manufacturer.
Independent UAV production is a crucial element in modern warfare, and Ukraine knows this better than anyone, as both short-range UAVs and long-range strike drones have become key components of national defense.
The Balkans are on high alert. Military aid is already moving from Zagreb and Kosovo directly to Ukraine. Athens is preparing a powerful airstrike. Planes for Kyiv are also on their way. We will show what contribution the Balkan countries have already made and what they are preparing for our victory over the enemy.
Recently, Ukraine received a new substantial package of military aid from Croatia. Ukraine and Croatia have also agreed on joint weapons production. Ukraine's Minister of Defense, Denis Shmihal, and Croatia's Minister of Defense, Ivan Anušić, signed a joint letter of intent to deepen defense industrial cooperation. He thanked Croatia for providing 13 packages of military aid worth over 200 million euros. We expect the 14th aid package soon and the 15th by the end of this year. During the meeting, we also discussed joint participation in the SAVE mechanism and the possibility of including Croatia in the Pearl initiative. We are grateful for the consideration of this matter. Denis Shmihal, Minister of Defense of Ukraine. At the beginning of next year, the countries will hold a joint industrial forum for defense product manufacturers. Of course, Croatia is most interested in the production of various drones, which have already revolutionized modern warfare. The Croatian side will also assist Ukraine in the matter of demining territories. I noted Croatia's role in the work of the demining coalition. The experience of this friendly country is important for clearing our land. The Croatian company Docking has already delivered 69 demining machines and has started producing spare parts in Ukraine. Denis Shmihal, Minister of Defense of Ukraine. Greece will very soon supply Ukraine with American-made M110A2 howitzers, 150,000 units of ammunition, and Zudi missiles. This military aid, with a total value of about 199 million euros, will be delivered to Ukraine through the Czech Republic. Also, under pressure from other NATO countries, Greece may sell part of its Mirage 2000 fighter jets.
Greece has already purchased 24 more modern Rafale fighter jets from France. Not taking into account that technical support for the Mirage 2000 fighter jets will end in 2027, Greece is seeking to get rid of its old ones. However, negotiations with India regarding the sale of these fighter jets have reached a deadlock, and other Balkan countries have also found no interested buyers. Greece is negotiating with France to acquire another 6 to 12 Rafale fighter jets and is seeking a price reduction in exchange for selling part of its Mirage 2000 fleet.
Now Athens is negotiating with France to purchase another 6 to 12 Rafales and is arranging for a lower price in exchange for selling some of its Mirage 2000s to Ukraine. Greece currently has 25 of these aircraft in service. The United States is putting pressure on the country to purchase more weapon systems as part of the priority list program for Ukraine's needs. Therefore, it is only a matter of time before Kyiv buys some of the Mirage 2000s from Athens. Even the partially recognized Republic of Kosovo is helping Ukraine. Pristina has announced the delivery of a new package of military aid to Ukraine. The Balkan country is ready to help as much as it can. The details of the aid are not being disclosed. It is known that it includes mortar shells of various calibers, including 120mm, 60mm, and 81mm, as well as military trucks, armored vehicles, and tactical vehicles.
We are determined to support Ukraine in every way in accordance with our terms and capabilities. Ejup Makedonci, Minister of Defense of Kosovo.
The Minister of Defense of Kosovo posted a video on social media showing the Kosovo security forces and the British Army training Ukrainian soldiers.
Eastern European countries and the Balkans are actively assisting Ukraine with various types of weaponry and by conducting training sessions on their territory. Such support clearly demonstrates their attitude toward the Russian world and Putin. That's all for now. For more breaking news from the front, tune in to the next episode.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.